Assent Podcast, Episode 3, The Self. This is a podcast about assenting to the right principles. It is important that we encourage our communities and those with whom we have relationships to do what is meaningful, develop their skills, value each other, and make the world a better place, and to be disciplined with the use of their resources. However, if we aren't living this way, we are being hypocritical. Where do we start? With the self. You are a human. As a human, you have a body, mind, emotions, and a spirit. The highest manifestation of life consists of this, that a being governs its own actions. A thing which is always subject to the direction of another is somewhat of a dead thing, wrote Thomas Aquinas. Get control over your body, mind, heart, and spirit. Let's look at these 4 areas of being. Your body is an engine. It supplies the mind with oxygen and powers every action of accomplishment. 3 key things to do. Food is fuel. Garbage in, garbage out. You want a more successful life? Eat healthier. Muscle is better than fat. Exercise strengthens the body. It regulates cholesterol. It improves blood pressure. If you can't exercise every day, how are you going to confront emotional, mental, and spiritual challenges? 3rd, go see a doctor. Get a baseline of your overall health and don't put off dealing with health issues out of fear. If you can develop the body, you can develop the mind. Exercise the mind for at least an hour every day. First, practice prayer or meditation, freeing and focusing of the mind. Second, study, listen, read. What do you study? Here's some ideas. Study what is useful for your developing your strengths. Study what is useful for mitigating your weaknesses. I like what Nassim Taleb recommends in his book Anti-Fragile. Follow the Lindy effect as a guide in selecting what books to read. Books that have been around for a year or two might still be around another year or two. Books that have been around for 10 or 20 years are probably going to be around for a little while longer. Books that have been around hundreds of years are going to be around for a while still, and books that are 1,000 years are probably going to be around for a very long time. 3rd, create or write. We create to learn, and the foundation of learning is pencil and paper. It's ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Now, it is one thing to deal with the suffering of the body, and it's another thing to push into unknown mental territory. But developing the heart and dealing with heart suffering can be an entirely different matter. The lover scorned, the business associate betrayed, the one unloved child, the soldier left behind are types of suffering we would wish on nobody. However, suffering of the heart gets to the root of true meaning and you're developing yourself. First, risk your heart. Be willing to put it out there. Seek criticism. Second, take responsibility for the judgment of others. First, be responsible for your own feelings and addressing your own feelings and acting to resolve those issues and improve your emotional balance so that then you can take responsibility for how you present yourself to others and how you lead, guide, and witness to them. 3rd, seek emotional contentment. Don't get caught up in modern society's push to follow your passion, to do what feels good. Instead, prioritize emotional contentment. Now, we live in an age of modernity where matter or science itself is at the center of our culture. However, this has not been the case for most of written history. For the materialists and worshippers of science, this is going to be a shock. But science, the material, give us little help in living life. What do we do with a sphere? Do we make it into a globe for teaching? A ball to play with? Or do we put it in a sling and use it as a weapon? Science can't answer what we do with the sphere. How do we expect science to tell us what to do about multidimensional space? Our spirit is unique. Your spirit is unique. It contains the spark of a creator, reflecting imperfectly into the world a sliver of who you really are. Now, you should take great caution in what you allow to influence your spirit. Modernists pretend to ignore the spirit altogether. Others allow gurus to influence them spiritually, and still others harness the spirit for themselves. Your spirit does not exist for you, but for others. Develop your spirit by confronting suffering of the spirit and fostering the qualities of love, joy, and peace. Enter into a dialogue with others that are seeking love, joy, and peace. Confess where you allow your spirit to be influenced by yourself or others. Learn from the lives of those that have showed spiritual truth and grace in the world. Thanks for listening to the Assent podcast, a podcast about purpose, skill, people, environment, and resources. I hope this has been educational, inspiring, fun. See you next week. As always, helpful resources are below in the notes, and please help me out by liking and subscribing to this podcast. Let me know what you think in the comments. What do you like? Where could I make this podcast better?